Welcome, this is our Friday, April 8, 2016 edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, City Hall ready to be audited, Region 8 community focuses on income generating activities, and road works continue in Sophia. The details of these and other stories when the news brief continues. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. I am Azim Khan and this is the Government News Brief. The Mayor and City Council of Georgetown is open to facilitate any forensic audit, says both Mayor and Deputy Mayor. In an invited comment this morning, the newly elected Mayor of the capital city of Georgetown, Patricia Green, told Gina that the Auditor General's office is welcome anytime at City Hall. Green added that between 2011 and 2012, the former council wrote the Auditor General on 3 occasions to conduct audits, but none was done by that office.
So now to come to say you want a forensic audit, I have no objections. The council is there. Anyone can ask for audit. The Auditor General is free to come in at any time to do any audit. But my surprise is that now there's this big call because there's a new council in and there's a new town clerk in for an audit. But I will have no objection. But I was calling for that since 2012 and they never entered to do an audit.
Green advised that the Keith Burrows and Raymond Gaskin audits undertaken at the council were the result of a request by the council. In addition, Deputy Mayor Sherod Duncan explained that the new councillors must know the financial status of the council in order to design and implement projects. He continued that City Hall in the past had been perceived as corrupt.
We also laid those perceptions to rest. These new councillors coming in have a right to know what is the health of the city council, not only financially, but in other areas. What is the health of the various departments of the council? We need to know what we are taking over, because that is the chief basis on which we are going to lay our plans. And in order for those plans to be successful, we have to know what is the health of the council.
The newly elected 30-member Georgetown Council, which was sworn in last Friday, has promised to transform Georgetown into a modern 21st century capital city with the support of the relevant stakeholders. Flood risk infrastructure gets major boost with mangrove restoration project. More in this report.
Several projects will be done by the National Agriculture Research and Extension Institute, NARI, this year that will boost infrastructure to prevent flooding. The mangrove restoration project will expend $25 million on the restoration and management of the national coastline barrier.
There will be a structure built at Lusignan here, as well as expansion. We have at Walton Hall, it was 60-something meters. That is going to be expanded by another 100 meters at Walton Hall. So those will be the 2 areas. And we also have gotten some funding recently, funding approved to do some work on the East Coast with some planting as well. I think that's a couple $1 million from the World Wildlife Fund. That is going to happen shortly. So it's a lot of work will be on the capital side in terms of structures. Very shortly, within another week or so, tenders would be in the newspapers for those structures to be in place.
Dr. Holmnott said that the different types of groins have been established and geotextile tubes installed. There are several rubble mounds at Monrepo and Cane Garden and brushwood dams at Buxton, East Coast Demerara and Walton Hall, Essequibo Coast. The mangrove restoration project commenced in February 2010 and has contributed significantly to flood risk management along the country coastline. Administrative capacity development, research, community development, mangrove restoration, monitoring and awareness, and education are some of the project's focus areas. The project is funded by a partnership between the government and the European Union and seeks the commitment of Guyanese towards the protection and development of sustainable mangrove forests. For this Government News Brief, Shivani Rampersad reporting.
The rich fertile soil of Paramakatoy Region 8 will be exploited to generate income for the community. Here is what is happening.
Plans are in train to execute a pilot project to grow organic tomatoes of a high quality in Paramakatoy. This is a collaborative effort among the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, the Institute of Applied Science and Technology IAST, and the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute NARI, together with the residents. This combined effort will see the creation of a farm for the growing, drying, packaging, and marketing of organic tomatoes.
We have started that in the sense that Dr. Suresh Narayan and myself, we went up to Paramakatoy. We had a meeting with the village, public meeting, and so on. And yes, we explained to them, and they liked the idea. There's not any problem there, but the questions asked there were that, many times people started projects and then they abandoned the projects. So we felt that they asked that pointedly if we committed to that, to stay the process through, and we said yes.
The project will benefit the entire, mostly farming community. NARI is providing extension officers to guide the farmers into tomato production, expected to begin next month.
This also involves NARI because they have an officer up there. Will look at the soil and so on, but that would be okay. But with regards to the planting and harvesting of the tomatoes in a careful manner, because we want the best tomatoes that we can dry with very little spoilage. How to handle them with care, and things, how to water them properly, and things like that.
Region 8 residents have traditionally been producing organic herbs, greens, and fruits. The tomato project and the jewelry project of semi-precious stones are among other projects in several other villages, including Monkey Mountain, Kato, Tusaning, that are being implemented in the region by the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs. These projects are in support of village economies in the region. Government News Brief, Glendon, Greenidge.
Works are moving apace on the Sapphire Ring Road project. Here is a look at what's happening.
Reduction of congestion on Dennis Street and improving community cohesiveness are expected from the soon-to-be-completed Sapphire Ring Road project.
They've implemented this Ring Around Road project, which is in effect going to ease the congestion on a single road, the Dennis Street Road, which used to be the only road. Now what they've effectively done is created other means of access in the center and at the extreme southern ends of this community, which can only lend to, as I said earlier, an easing of congestion, smoother flows of transportation, and better community participation, inter-community participation. Because prior to now, the fields would have been cut off. You would have known A field, B field, C field. As it is now with the bridges, culverts, and connecting roads, there'll be a greater ease in communication and community relationships.
To date, the E-Field Road has been paved and works are ongoing on the construction of a bridge which will link A and B fields. Streetlights have already been installed in E-Field, and all the fields will also have streetlights installed as part of a road safety component.
They're moving to B field and parts of A field to effectively create a better ambience, for one, safety on the road, and as well give the residents of Sapphire, who have long been neglected, an opportunity to recognize that there's another means of life, another way of life, another mode of operation and everything else when they see light rather than darkness.
Approximately $387 million has been budgeted for the rehabilitation of the Sapphire Ring Road project, which aims at joining the roads of A, B, C, D, and E fields Sapphire. These will create the type of ingress and egress necessary for the evolution and development of a good community. This forms part of the government's initiative to provide better infrastructure to communities countrywide to improve linkages and livelihoods. Government News Brief, Glendon, Greenidge.
A common local fruit to generate finance is on the front burner. Here are the details on how this will be done.
Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harold Singh, says that there are plans to capitalize on coconut, which presents numerous economic opportunities for Guyanese. Coconut is a natural resource which is abundant in Guyana.
Yes, there'd be training and workshops Already Ghanaians are very, very creative, very, very talented. So we'll be going to Essequibo, we'll be going to Glendon, we'll be going to the entire East Coast, we'll be going to Canal number 1 and 2 on the West Coast, Berbice.
The training will be given to interested persons across the country. The coconut is known for its versatility. They are used for drinking and are processed to give them oil. The oil and milk derived from it are commonly used in frying and cooking. Coconut oil is also widely used in soaps and cosmetics. The husks and leaves can be used to make a variety of products for furnishing and decorating. From October 28 to 30, the Tourism Ministry and several other stakeholders will host a coconut festival through partnership with the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute and the International Trade Center. The 3-day festival is the first of its kind in Guyana and will take the form of seminars, exhibitions, themed competitions, and live entertainment. Shanazalo reporting for this government news brief.
Several activities in commemoration of Guyana's 50th Jubilee of Independence are currently ongoing countrywide. Look out for these activities in your region or community. We encourage you to make a special effort to be a part of the celebrations. We are pleased to advise you that tomorrow, Saturday, April 9, 2016, a youth concert will be held at the National Cultural Center, commencing at 1400 hours or 2 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. Guyana is celebrating its 50th anniversary of independence under the theme, Reflect, Celebrate and Inspire. This has been another edition of the Government News Brief. You can find the details of these and other stories on GINA's website. We encourage you to subscribe to our website and YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook so you can be informed as the news unfolds. Join us again on Monday, April 11, 2016 for another edition of the Government News Brief. Thank you for watching and have a safe weekend.